hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
Welcome to Home Repairs and Solutions, hosted by Mary Pearson and Mark Withers. Your Home Repairs and Solutions is brought to you by Spring Mountain Air, your authorized Amana dealer. Now here's Mary and Mark.
Good morning. Well, we're hurrying to get started today, ain't we? Not sure what's going on. We've got to hurry up on today.
Yes, we do.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, I was sitting here goofing around texting.
Yeah, you were. You weren't paying any attention.
It was business, though. All business.
Monkey business.
My business.
Yeah, I hear you.
So.
Well, I think we all have our headsets on and our mics are working, so I think we might be ready to roll.
I think we're ready.
I think so.
Yeah.
So is it raining outside yet?
It don't look like it, but it sure looks like it could.
Yes, it does. I got home last night, and we had all that storm. Well, night before last, I got no sleep because of the storm, and it usually doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But I live down there next to that bluff, and it echoes off that bluff. And I had more lightning than I've seen in a long time. Kept me up, kept the dog up. It was great. Got home last night, had 2 huge limbs that got knocked out of my tree, so I had to drag them off.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Too much. These storms,
I
it's just too much
tell ya.
work, I'm telling you.
I know
Makes
a
me
really
tired.
good tree guy.
Well, the limbs were already off the tree. I didn't need them trimmed. Mother Nature did that for me.
Oh.
And it knocked my flag out of the holder and just all kinds of.
Wow.
I just had to run around and clean up junk all over the place.
Yeah.
But it didn't tear up the house or
That's a good thing.
I didn't lose my dog or anything.
That's a real good thing.
So it was all good, but
That is good. Oh, we need the rain. We're still.
we do need the rain.
We're still a little bit behind, on our totals so far this year, so we can use the rain definitely. I'd rather have a nice, slow rain a day or two than this
Like a nice
storm
soaker
stuff.
and the 80-mile-an-hour wind and the
Yeah.
rain hitting you sideways upside the head and all that.
Oh yeah. But no, we'll take whatever we can get. I'm sure the streams and the lakes and everything are
smiling.
really liking that.
They're happy.
That's right.
Yep, they are.
I don't think the golfers down there at the
Top of the rock?
top of the rock are probably smiling very big right now.
Yeah, who would have thunk it?
Yeah, really. But anyhow, hey, it's the Ozarks,
It is.
It may rain here in another 10 minutes and then not rain anymore for 2-3 days. I
That's
mean,
true.
you just never know.
You just take what you get.
Take what you get.
Yeah, Mother Nature, we can't control her. It's probably a good thing.
That's probably true.
Probably a good thing. We can't control everything. That's probably
No.
good.
No, we try.
I know. We think we can.
We try. We think we
We
can.
think we can, but we really
yeah.
can't.
Yeah. But one thing we can control is if you have a pet
Yep.
and you need that pet taken care of while you're gone on vacation or while you're sleeping in or whatever, we got the person here that can take care of it.
We do, and we have with us today Amanda Brown from 417 Pet Sitting.
Amanda Lynn Brown.
Amanda Lynn
Yeah,
Brown.
I like that.
You
So-
just like that because you play the mandolin.
That's right.
That's right.
I do.
So see, he can relate.
That's right.
We're not sure what level he's relating on,
Right,
but
I'm
he's
like,
relating.
wait,
Oh.
He's related to me now? I don't think so.
But yes, we have Amanda with us. It's always a fun show when we have Amanda. She has great stories, and she
Yeah.
does some of the most interesting things. Every time I see her, I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm always like, really? You do that? So she just has a plethora of great information for all of our listeners today. So.
Did you just cuss?
No, I don't do
Oh,
that.
The plethora. I
Plethora.
thought, oh, okay.
That's a whole gobby. that's proper for whole gobby lots.
Oh, okay. There you go. Now I understand that.
She has whole gobby
So-
lots of good information.
Oh.
So I think that if you have a pet, and most of us do, most people have pets, or a lot of us do, and you have a question for Amanda, or if you just want to talk to us about anything, it doesn't matter today, you can
Yeah.
give us a call.
That's right.
Why don't you tell them how to get a hold of us, Mr. Mark?
I would love to. You can get a hold of us by calling 862-9977, 1-800-375-0056. If you're a Verizon wireless customer, it's star 56, or you can send us a text message at 417-838-3192.
Lots of ways to get a hold of us.
Oh, yeah, and it's
So,
all free.
It's all free. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful.
right.
We'd love to talk to you today. Whether it's
Yep.
raining or the sun shining, it really don't matter. You can
Nah.
still call us and ask your question.
Sun
It's-
always
it's
shines
fine.
here every Friday
That's
morning
right.
anyhow.
That's
so.
right. Most
Aw,
fun
that's
hour of the
because
day.
Mary's here. Mary
That's
is our
true.
sunshine.
Mary is, she's my sunshine on Friday morning.
Do you know that was my nickname when I was a child?
Mary Sunshine.
They just called me Sunshine. Yeah, they called me Miss Mary Sunshine.
My mother, God love her, wanted to name me Sunshine so she could call me Sunny for short.
Oh my. Well,
Thankfully, my
God
father,
love her.
my father stepped in on that one. But yes, I was almost Sunshine Melissa.
oh my goodness. Well, it kind of fits your personality.
Sunny
And bright and bubbly and yeah.
Always that big
So
smile.
she wasn't that far off.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless, thank you, Dad, for stepping in on that one. Well,
I think I'm much more of an Amanda than a Sunny.
oh yeah, I think you are too. You are too. Well, why don't you start off? Maybe some people haven't heard you on the show before, and you've been on 3 or 4 times, and we'd love to have you on. But maybe we have some new listeners, hopefully today. And why don't you tell them what you can do for them?
Well, I own 417 Pet Sitting. The website is just 417petsitting.com. We do in-home pet care as a safe, intelligent alternative to boarding or kenneling. We can do dogs, cats, birds, rabbits, equine, bovine, goats, sheep, chickens, the whole lot.
If it's a pet, they can take care of it, pretty much.
Pretty much. So long as it's not a human, we've got it covered.
Yeah. If it's a human, ain't going there.
But we'll go out to the house, do a consultation, meet them, meet their kiddos, find out everything that we need to take care of their house as well as all their pets while they're away at work or play. And then we just get a key or a garage code and come out and feed and water, take them for a walk, scoop the litter boxes, collect the eggs, throw hay. We'll do
I'm
it all.
telling you.
I'm impressed, I tell you.
I am too. I would have ever thought this could be such a profitable business. I mean, taking care of all these pets in someone's home.
Well, and I've got a full staff that work for me as well. So it's really,
Yes, I
really
think-
blossomed.
I think last time I talked to you, you had just hired someone else. So do you have 9 people?
8.
Eight. Okay. 8 people working now.
Yep.
That does in-home pet setting. Go figure. Only in America, folks. If you got
That's
a good
right.
idea and you work hard at it, you can make it happen.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you do some really interesting, fun things. As a matter of fact, you will not believe what she did this morning before she came to
Yeah.
the radio show. Every time I see Amanda, I can't wait to see what she's got going on. So why don't you tell us what you did first thing this morning? First of all, you get up like before the chickens,
I
pretty
get up
much.
at 5:02 every day.
Why 5:02? Why not 5 o'clock?
Because it's kind of like cheating the man. Because you're like, oh, I slept until 5:02. I didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. And then you don't.
Oh,
hit
it's a
your-
psychological
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Okay.
totally like, haha, I win. I didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. because you slept until 5:02.
Okay. I knew you had a reason. So I just.
It works, I promise. Set your alarm clock for like a random, arbitrary time
Number.
and you will stop hitting the snooze button because psychologically you're like, hoo-hoo, I cheated. I got a couple extra minutes. It's a true
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
I do that. I set my alarm clock, the alarm to go off at 6, but the time is actually like 5, I don't know, about 20 minutes off,
Yeah.
So I think I'm actually getting up at 6, but really I'm getting up at, 5:45 or something like that. It's just a psychological deal
psychological.
with me,
Yeah, but I learn what it's actually set for and what time it is.
Yeah.
And so
But what I do is alarm goes off at 6 and I'll sleep till like 6:15 or lay there, and then I think, okay, I feel good now because I stayed in bed longer than I should, and it's really only 6 o'clock when I get up. It's just weird, I know.
A lot of times I'm leaving the house at 6 o'clock. Slacker.
I used
some
to.
of us are milking goats by 6
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah, we
slacker.
need to get back to the story here of what Amanda did this morning, which I didn't have a clue anyone even did this.
Well, I walked into the station and you're like, "You've been out walking dogs?" I was like, "Nope, milking goats."
No, she was milking goats before most of you were out of bed in Chadwick. So not only
Yeah.
does she get up, she drives like, halfway around the world.
It's actually a very peaceful drive. Like you
It
just kinda-
is. It
you
is.
sip your coffee with the windows down, and
You watch the sun come
the
up
roosters are
in the
crowing,
country.
the chickens are
and-
pecking,
I
the
get
cows
it.
are mooing. Like it's just this really peaceful, sweet drive while you're sipping your coffee and the sun comes up, and
And you're the only one on the road.
It's just you and, well, out in Chadwick,
There's
like
lots of people
everybody's
up,
out. Like
yeah.
all the farm, it's mostly tractors and stuff at that time
Sure.
of day, but. Yeah.
So anyway, you milked goats,
Mhm.
and then
Fed the
you
calves.
fed the calves the goat milk. Yep. There we go, folks. And she does this twice a day.
There are lots of people that have self-sustaining farms are the in thing right now. A couple of years ago, they passed a ordinance in Springfield where you could have 4 chickens within Springfield
remember
city
that, yeah.
limits. And so a lot of people started getting chickens, and they harvest the eggs and eventually will harvest the chickens once they stop producing. And so I've gotten really used to taking care of chickens. I haven't bought eggs in forever, which is awesome because like
Fresh eggs are the best.
when you have to move the chicken to make breakfast, oh my goodness, it's the best ever. Like they're just so rich, and like all of your pies and your cakes and your tarts
yeah.
and everything just tastes so much better.
That's because they're not old.
Yeah. Well, by the time you buy an egg in the store, it's 2 or 3 months old.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been bleached and processed, and Lord
yeah.
only knows what's happened to it.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but-
true.
but anyways, no, there's lots of people that have chickens and goats and sheep and cows and ducks.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think it's normal.
Sure.
I happen to have a client out of town that she milks goats twice a day to feed the bottle calves.
there we go. So it doesn't matter what you have, unless it's, I don't know, a wild Mustang or something. Maybe you don't. Do you tame those as well?
I cannot break horses. I am not trained to do that.
Okay. But you do have someone on your staff who does work with horses.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm serious when I'm telling the listeners out there that really just about any kind of pet or animal that you have, Amanda, if she doesn't do it personally, has someone on her staff that is trained to take care of that animal for you. And sometimes you have emergencies come up. I know my husband was raised on a dairy farm, and they had pigs and chickens and cats and just a menagerie of stuff all the time. Well, you can't control life, and sometimes things come up, and you can't be there 24/7. And
Right.
if you have a dairy farm, it's pretty much 24/7. But, you might have something come up where you have to be gone.
Right.
It's really difficult to do if you don't have someone to come in and step in, because those cows get real cranky if they don't get milked twice a day.
Yes, they
You
do.
have
Oh
to
my goodness.
take care of them, or someone does, even if you're not there.
Yep.
So that's where 417 Pet Sitting can come in and assist with that. We would like to think that we're in charge of everything and we can, we have everything under control. But that's not always the case. And so you do have things come up, just any kind of thing. Maybe you're going to be gone for a day. Maybe you have to be gone for a week. Who knows?
And one of the things that we do, our goal is not to provide pet care. It's to provide peace of mind. And so when we go over to meet a client for the first time, we do the in-home consultation, and we will be there for however long it takes for us to do an appropriate consultation. And then after that, we keep a key on file. Like, we keep it on file. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, why, I want my house key back. And I'm like, well, here's the deal with that. And it's rational. We can't leave the key on premises. If your flight is delayed, or you're in a car accident, or for whatever reason you don't make it home when you say you're going to be home, if we leave that key on premises, we no longer have access to your home, and therefore your pets are in jeopardy. If we leave the key outside of your home, anything that happens from the time that we leave until the time that you retrieve that key or garage door opener, we are liable for.
Right.
I carry a $2 million liability policy. I'm really not interested in leaving a key or access to your home.
To anyone who might find it.
Right. And so that's one reason. The other thing is, if you're in a car accident, if Johnny breaks his leg at T-ball, if Aunt Flo passes away in the middle of the night, if you go into labor at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can call and leave a voicemail or send a text message, and we've got your information and your key on file. All we have to do is pull your key and go. All my girls are licensed, bonded, and insured. They've all got a clean background check. And so that gives you peace of mind knowing, hey, you know what? All we have to do is call Amanda, leave a voicemail, and she'll get it when she wakes up at the crack of dawn.
There you go.
Or, even if you work during the day and the girls decide, hey, you know what? We're going to go have lunch today. And you're like, oh, bummer, I have to go let my dog out. But wait, you can just call Amanda and say, hey, I know it's last minute. would you care to go let the dog out? I really want to go have lunch with my coworkers. Sure, why not? Have fun with that.
Yep. See, and those are all kinds of things that, and I know I have a pet, and I love him to pieces, and he is a great companion. But I will tell you, there are times when it's not real convenient, and it does kind of hamper some things that I do because, first of all, I live at the lake, and I'm in Springfield, and like this evening, I'm going to go. I had an invite to dinner, so now what do I do with Tucker? You know, he's at the print shop all day. I'm not going to leave him there all night by himself. So fortunately, my daughter lives here. So here's what I'm doing. I am taking him to my daughter's house, going from my daughter's house to wherever I need to go. When I get down there, go back to my daughter's house. And so I do lots of running around with my vehicle because of him. I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Right.
But there are instances that do come up. And like you said, if you are a client, then I have a different situation because Tucker's with me. So
Right.
he's not at home. But, you know,
Hey, we can go to the print shop. That's not a problem.
you come to the print shop. Well,
I drive by there 18 times a day.
I'll bet you do. I just don't like to leave him in that environment for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Right.
You know, he wants to be outside. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. And I just don't like to leave him there. So it can be an issue where if something comes up, if you have your pet at home, then that makes it a lot easier for Amanda or any of her team to come out and take care of that for you.
Yep.
So now you said something kind of interesting. All of your workers are female? You don't have any guys working for you?
Correct.
That's interesting to me because
And
I would have
it's-
thought in this type of environment you would have had some guys who would want to do that, interact with animals or pets or.
I just don't. I don't remember the last time a male even
Even
sent
a-
me an application. so,
Really interesting.
yeah, it's definitely an.
Maybe it's because females are the caretakers of the
I think
humans.
so.
I guess maybe I
think
don't
so.
know. So
It's definitely a very targeted. Like when I look across everybody that I've ever hired or had on staff, I mean, it's definitely a very targeted. There's kind of two groups that tend to gravitate towards this job.
interesting.
That is very interesting.
So how do you typically? I mean, so now how long have you been in business?
I started doing this back in 2002, I think. 2003. I don't
It's
know.
over 10 years.
But yeah, I was in Panera one morning getting coffee, and this wonderful lady said, "Hey, I hear you talking about your dogs all the time. Do you want to walk my dogs on Friday?" And started walking her dogs on Friday, and it kind of exploded. I quit my job in 2007 to pet sit full time. And then in 2009, I LLC'd the business and started hiring people because I couldn't keep up anymore. So the LLC has been around for almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, I think, what a great,
Oh,
I think that is the coolest
absolutely.
story. I met this lady in Panera. Really? And she asked you to walk her dog, and that's how this happened. That's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep, she came in every morning for a cherry Danish and an Earl Grey coffee.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know what opportunities are out there. You just,
It's one of those things. I don't believe in coincidence, and it was one of those opportunities that presented itself, and it really was just kind of a light bulb went off, and it was like I was meant to do what I was meant to do.
oh, absolutely. Because I don't know that many people that would get up and go to Chadwick and milk goats.
Yeah, really.
at 6 o'clock in the morning and feed baby. I'm like, really? Okay.
It's actually really fun. I mean,
I can tell. Really, I wish we had some way for you to kind of see what's going on in the studio day. But you can tell when you talk to Amanda about what she does. She loves what she does. She always talks about it. She always has this big smile on her face. You can tell she loves what she does. And so if you have someone to take care of your pet, that's who you want taking care of your baby. You know, you don't want to just drop it off somewhere and hope it's being taken care of.
right?
And I know like Tucker, and they're kind of like people. I mean, they are happiest at home.
Yes.
And so
Animals are a lot more perceptive and a lot more sensitive than people are in general. For example, if we lock Tucker and Mark in the trunk of a car when it's temperature appropriate for 20 minutes, when you open the trunk of that car, Tucker is still going to be happy to see you. Mark, on the other hand,
it's going to kill
is
me.
going to have a bee in his bonnet.
Yeah.
He's going to go, why did you lock me in the car? I thought we were
Whereas
friends.
Tucker's going to be like, oh, Mom's back, yay!
Exactly. And the one thing I've noticed with Tucker also is when if we're up here for a long day, which today will be a long day for him not to be home, when we get back home, his personality, I mean, he is
He's
just he
zonked.
is so much happier, and he's running around, he's playing, and it's like, we're home,
Yep.
yay. So, and before I knew you, there's a couple times when I had to leave him because we went on vacation and were not able to take him.
Right.
And the first time I left him, I think I cried all the way to the airport. It was horrible.
no.
Oh, it was horrible. It was like leaving my child somewhere and, hoping that he was okay. And he was, and I found a good place and all that. But they're just so much happier at home,
Yeah.
and they're more settled. Even throughout the day, like I won't be back to the print shop until probably 2 this afternoon. When I get back, he will be so sad and stressed out, and he'll be watching for me all day, waiting for me to come back. So animals go through a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety when their routine is changed.
Yes, exactly. And that's one of the things that we offer is, it's not just we're going to be at the house for X, Y, and Z. We accommodate whatever schedule your pets are used to. If that means we have to get up a little earlier, if that means that, we eat lunch at a different time, we are there, again, to provide peace of mind. We want everyone to be happy.
Well, just like with the goat thing, I'm sure that they're used to being milked at a certain time every morning.
6 a.m.
So you can't just show up and go, oh, well, I'll get there around noon and milk them. That just isn't going to work.
Dude, that's going to throw their life. Could
Yeah.
you imagine those poor little goats walking around for an extra 6 hours full of milk?
Well, not to mention the babies who are like screaming, wanting to know
Wanting
where their
to
milk
eat.
is.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do. They just stand there. They're like, oh, she's here. She's going to go milk. Oh, breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast is coming. Breakfast is coming.
Like, you don't even have to, herd them and gather them. They literally just walk up and wait. They're like,
Yeah.
breakfast.
There we go.
We need to take a break.
We do, but don't worry, we're not done. So come back and visit us for the second half of Home Repairs and Solutions.
Now if you've got a problem and you don't know what to do, your siding's going bad and you're plagued with green mildew. Well, your faucets, they all drip and your sinks are all clogged up too. Well, there's no need to worry. I'll tell you what you can do. Just call Home Repairs and Solutions. Home Repairs and Solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house. They'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home Repairs and Solutions.
Here's news on the Ozarks News Network. A flash flood watch is in effect for much of the Ozarks until Sunday morning. More rain on top of already saturated ground could cause flash flooding along streams and low-water crossings. Several people had to be rescued overnight as heavy rain flooded parts of McDonald County. Several were taken from stranded cars in an area south of Goodman. Others were rescued from flooded homes near Anderson. And a teenager has now been charged with shooting a man in the face in Dixon. Pulaski County deputies say 18-year-old Douglas Bacon shot 20-year-old Robert Stewart following an argument as Stewart tried to get away on a stolen ATV. The victim is in critical condition in a Springfield hospital. A second suspect may also be charged. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
A flash flood watch is in effect through Sunday morning. It will be humid with intervals of clouds and sunshine today. A shower or heavy thunderstorm in the morning, followed by a strong thunderstorm in the afternoon. Thunderstorms can bring torrential downpours, large hail, and damaging wind gusts. We'll have a high around 80. A severe thunderstorm late tonight, otherwise cloudy and humid, low 68. I'm AccuWeather's Kevin Snyder.
It's 71 degrees at AM 560 KWTO.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I'm excited to tell you how to get just the edge you're looking for as a home buyer. This brand new program is called Mortgage First, and it's exclusively from Quicken Loans. With Mortgage First, we'll underwrite you up front, giving you the upper hand on the competition. To learn more about Mortgage First, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
Restrictions apply. Rate terms and conditions may change until final loan approval. This is not an offer to lend. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Bring your lawn chairs and blankets and join us Sunday, June 8th at 7 p.m. for the Jane A. Meyer Summer Carillon Concert Series on the grounds of Missouri State University's Meyer Library. This month's concert features guest carillonist Elizabeth Bagot from Kansas University. Refreshments will be served throughout the concert. Tours of the Carillon will be held following the concert. For more information, call the Missouri State University Music Department at 836-5648.
Hi, this is Jim Bohannon, host of The Jim Bohannon Show, weeknights, 9 p.m. till midnight, right here on KWTO AM 560. It's a look at the events of the day. We'll cover the big stories, and frankly, we'll have some fun as well, because we don't live by politics alone. That's the Jim Bohannon Show, weeknights on KWTO AM 560. And, of course, your phone calls are invited as well. So, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till midnight on KWTO AM 560.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
Welcome back to Home Repairs and Solutions, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air, your authorized Amana dealer, hosted by Mary Pearson and Mark Withers. If you want to be a part of the show, call 862-9977 or 1-800-375-0056 or star 56 from your Verizon phone. Or you can text
at 417-838-3192.
We'll be happy to answer any question you have, in particular if you have one about a pet.
That's right.
Now's the time to call. We have Amanda Brown with 417 Pet sitting with us today. And
Amanda Lynn
Brown. Oh, my goodness.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's going to be it from now on for you. Amanda Lynn.
That's right.
That's okay.
That's how it
okay.
starts.
And that's how it starts.
Yep.
There's probably, I don't know, an opportunity for something in there. We'll have to figure that out later.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a pet, if you have a question about your pet, if you need to have your pet looked after, if you have a vacation coming up, a cruise, whatever it is going on, and you need someone, you'd like to have your pet be able to stay home. Some pets have to stay home, I guess. If you have horses and cows, you just don't pick them up and shuttle them somewhere else for 2 days, I wouldn't think.
No, usually don't.
So, but 417 Pet Sitting is who you need to call. And by the way, how in the world did they get a hold of you? We haven't given out your phone number.
They can call 417-827-7387, or they can go to the website, which is just 417petsitting.com. It has all of our rates. There's also a consultation form, so they can fill out that form and zip it over, and then I can forward that on to whichever one of my sitters will best suit their needs. It's easy peasy.
And see, and I think that's cool too, because depending on the type of pet you have, she has people on her staff that are educated and know how to take care of that animal for you.
Yep.
So it would be like if you wanted me to go milk a goat and feed a baby calf, you would be in big trouble.
I really, really think that Mary is just absolutely enamored with the thought of milking a goat.
Milking a goat.
She was so concerned. Oh, were you walking dogs in the rain this morning? Nope, milking goats.
No, she was milking goats in the rain.
They have a milking shed. It's not like I was getting wet.
Okay. Well, there we go.
A day in the life of Amanda.
I love to visit with Amanda. She's just so much fun to visit with and talk to, and she has such great stories. And one of these days she's going to write a book, and Dogwood Printing is going to publish it and help her sell it. So
it's going to be called Gossip and Innuendo. Yes, this actually happened to me.
So watch for that book. It's going to be out one of these days, I promise.
Everybody needs to pick it up, make sure their name is not in it.
Right? Yeah. Names will not be changed to protect the innocent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But so what do you find? Now, we're getting into some really muggy hot weather.
Yes.
What are some things people need to be aware of with their pets when it's this hot? Do they dehydrate quicker in this kind of weather? I mean, humans do.
Yes. Just like humans, pets need lots and lots of fresh water. They need shade. They need fans. For the love of everything holy, don't leave your dogs in your cars. Like, even if you just are like, oh, I'm going to run into Walgreens for 2.7 seconds. Guess what? Walgreens has a drive-thru. You know, don't do that. Like, you wouldn't lock your child in a car. Why would you do that to your dog? You wouldn't lock your child in a crate and walk away. Why would you do that to your dog? Like, common sense, if it's raining, make sure they have shelter. If it's cold, make sure they have shelter. If it's hot, make sure they have cool, fresh water and at least some sort of shade, if not fan and air conditioning. I mean, even if circumstances are such that you can't leave it in the house, or you don't have a crate to keep it if it can't be left out in the house, even a fan in the garage or a dog run or something to protect its health, because they will dehydrate and overheat just like humans will.
The thing about having a dog outside, like on a dog run or something, and a water bowl there, I would always be concerned they would tip the water bowl 5 minutes after I left.
Yep.
And then when I get back 10 hours later, they haven't had water for,
Right.
So that's always kind of concerned me with that type of situation, too. Unless you have some way that they can't tip it over.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the water dishes that they make are weighted specifically, the aluminum ones that are cute and the foo-foo pretty ones, those are pretty. Those are meant to be on your kitchen floor to feed your dogs. They have actual like ceramic weighted water bowls that are meant to be outside. And I understand that there are working dogs that are meant to be outside all day.
Sure.
And that's a working breed of dog, but it still needs fresh water and some sort of shade or shelter.
That's true.
So by no means am I saying that every dog needs to be a purse dog, because I totally get that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in and out of farms and stuff all day long, and there are dogs that are meant to be outside.
Right.
So
sure, there's some that herd cattle and some that are, different things like that. Sure.
Please don't send hate mail to me. I understand that dogs are dogs, and they are meant to be outside if they're working.
Yeah, I agree. Poor Tucker, though. I mean, if I ever left him outside, first of all, if he's outside, he thinks I need to be outside too.
Yep.
But if he gets too hot or whatever, there's times he wants in and he wants to lay down on that cool floor in the air conditioning, and
that's how Carlos
cool
is
out.
too.
Yeah, he's pretty spoiled.
Carlos is very spoiled. He's used to being with me all the time. So
yeah,
if I leave him at home, or like if I put him outside and then I go inside, like literally he'll just bark like, "Hey, where are you going?" And when I turn around and look at him, he's just with those big eyes, just like, "Where are you going, Mom? Aren't you going to sit outside with me?"
Tucker does the same thing. Yeah. So apparently ours are really spoiled. I've been told that mine is almost human.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's a good buddy.
Yep.
Well, you know what amazes me, and my wife and I have talked about this several times, because she's always done, geriatric type nursing and nursing homes and stuff. And this conversation came up at the coffee shop the other morning about one of the guys. His wife is in a nursing home, and he's getting her a dog to take up there so she can see, take back and forth to home. And I was raised in a house. We didn't have pets inside. And I know Mom's listening. And my dad, you can't even, if you have a dog and you go to visit them, you don't bring it in. I mean, absolutely not.
Some people are like that, and that's okay.
But I was telling them, I said, I've learned this over the last few years from her about how people would bring their pets to the nursing home, and or older people would have pets and stuff, because it's amazing how much a pet will relieve stress.
Yep. Lower blood pressure.
Yep.
And I've had people laugh at me, say it's crazy, but it's not. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
And over at the nursing home, the people would just love it when somebody would bring their little dog or
they have
cat
a
or whatever in.
therapy pet program, and they will go to children's centers, rest homes.
They even take them in some hospitals environments.
There's nothing like the companionship and a love of a dog. And there's something about that bond that you have and the feeling of, okay, well, I've lost all my other loved ones. It's just me. So they have a cat or a dog, and that's what keeps them going.
Absolutely.
Because they have something to occupy their day.
Yeah. So I never, I don't have a dog. We have a cat. And
kittens.
Yeah, just don't go there. But
yay!
Are they still in your closet?
Yeah. Let's don't talk about
Mark
that.
Mark has kittens in the closet. If you want to hear about that, give us a call.
But anyway, I never put down a person that has a dog or anything like that, just because I don't have one, because I realize, what it does for
Yeah.
just having that pet, the companionship and stress relief and everything else.
It was a
dog
good
or-
thing that I had Tucker.
Yes.
Because when I lost my husband, if it had not been for Tucker, I probably would not have got out of bed.
Mhm.
Yep.
I had to get out of bed
Yeah.
and take care of him and let him out, and he would want me to play with him, and
Sure.
he probably kept me from going into a very, very bad depression. So they are good for lots of reasons.
Right.
We've always had pets. I can't imagine not having one. I've said several times that Tucker will probably be my last because I'm thinking if something happens to him, I'll just never get over it, you know, but we'll see. He's going to be 9 this year. I'm a little sad about that. I've had him
Yeah.
since he was 8 weeks old. But
Wow.
anyway,
Hey, we got a caller.
we do. We have Roger from Springfield. Good morning, Roger.
Good morning. Say, I have a friend who's since deceased last year. His name was Bob, and he used to take in these retired service dogs. Mostly they were Labradors, and they would become his companion in their retirement along with his. So then what he would do is twice a week he would volunteer his time, and he would take them to the different nursing homes, and they were very gentle and very well-behaved dogs, and he would just take them in there and let them visit with the people who were in the nursing homes who maybe had a pet or whatever. I just thought it was a great way for him to give back to the community in two ways. The fact that he took them to the nursing home and let other people enjoy the dogs, and the fact that he provided a good home for a retired dog. So
absolutely.
think of the retired greyhounds and the dogs out there that do a service to the community and when you're looking for a pet.
Absolutely.
And think of the people who we get some enjoyment out of it. You know, it's a good way to give back to the community. I miss Bob a lot, but, you know, those are the things that I remember him for.
That's cool.
Well,
Have a good day.
Thanks for
thank you,
sharing that,
Roger.
Roger. You know, and that's something we haven't talked about, but if you're looking for a pet, you don't necessarily have to go spend a lot of money on one.
Absolutely not. I am a firm believer that you don't need to breed or buy while the homeless die. You can go to CARE. You can go to the homeless, the Humane Society. You can go to any one of the rescues here in town. Even if you're looking for something that's breed specific, there's Boxer Schnauzer, there's Lab, there's Great Dane, there, Springer Spaniel. There is a rescue for just about every breed that you can imagine.
Yeah.
If you go to petfinder.com, you can do a zip code search for whatever breed you're looking for. There is absolutely no reason that you should have to buy a dog. And I know that right now the designer dogs are like the big thing. Back in the day, those were mutts. Those were backyard accidents.
Sure,
Exactly.
And now people are spending hundreds and thousands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's what used to happen in the backyard when people didn't have fences. That is not a designer dog. That is an accident.
That's
that
a
people are-
whoopsie.
that people are making a profit on
Yeah.
because they figured out that certain combinations make really good dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I do love golden doodles. Oh my goodness. They are phenomenal
Yeah.
dogs. But nonetheless, there's even those that have been given up for adoption. So really there's a pet that will fit every family and every budget. And if you do get a pet, I would strongly, strongly advise you not only to look at those rescues, again, go to petfinder.com and do a zip code search and you can find whatever breed you're looking for. But sit down and analyze your budget, analyze your family's needs, analyze your time. Because people think it's a great idea, and this is one of my big pet peeves. Oh, I'm going to buy Molly a dog for Christmas. Well, guess what? If Molly's 4, you're the one that's going to take care of the dog. You're
Absolutely.
feeding, you're watering, you're potty training. And so it becomes your dog, and it may or may not be something that was a healthy decision for the family as a whole. So yes, I think that every family is complete with a dog. It's just a specific breed for your family needs. Sit down and really look at breed personalities.
You know, when I got Tucker, I was looking for specific traits in an animal. And I can't remember because I've had him 9 years now almost, and I can't remember where I found it on the internet. But I found a place we could go in, and I wanted a dog that was a certain size, that did not shed, that had a certain type of personality. And you can go in and input those things because I needed a dog that would fit our lifestyle that I could bring to work. Obviously, you're not going to bring a dog into the office where you have people coming in that is not a friendly dog.
Sure.
Or that it, has
You can go to There are so many different websites you can go to. Pedigree has one, Animal Planet has one, Dog Time has one. Just go online and just look at different breeds and personality types, size, long-term health issues.
Yes.
There are certain breed, and I'm not saying every dog of every breed has that specific issue or trait, but as an overall breed, you can look at it and say, you know, Great Danes do this, Boxers do this, Labs do this, Dachshunds do this.
In general, yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that it's an absolute.
Right.
But as a generalization, you know that certain dogs are going to behave certain ways. They're going to be a certain size. They're going to have certain health problems down the line.
Some dogs are more higher maintenance.
Yep.
Tucker's a Bichon, and he's high maintenance, and I knew that, but I was willing to do that because he fit all the parameters of everything that I wanted in a pet. So, and I had a little Yorkie before, so I was used to high maintenance anyway.
Right.
So that wasn't anything. She lived to be almost 15.
Right.
So all of those things you need to know before you get a pet, because all that is going to make a big difference on how well you enjoy this pet.
Right. And make sure, here's your shameless plug, make sure you call Safe House Spay Neuter Clinic and take your pets in to have them spayed or neutered so that you don't have 15 dogs running around.
Or a closet full of kittens.
Or a closet full of kittens, Mark. But yeah, I mean, look at your budget, look at your time frame, look at your family plan in general, and what you have to offer. And
now, if you adopt like from the Humane Society, if you go in and or you get a dog from you get a rescue type dog,
right?
For the most part, if you get a dog from a rescue type situation, are they usually fixed and have their shots? And I mean, they come
most of the time. Most of the time, they are already already altered and up to date on their shots.
Okay.
Or they give you a certain time frame parameter saying this dog must be altered by XYZ, and it's had its first round of shots if it's a puppy, so you have to continue with X, Y, and Z. Most of them are, but not always.
Okay.
And a lot of breeders don't alter their dogs before they sell them.
No, that's true, because I got Tucker at 8 weeks old. So as soon as I could, I went and had him taken care of. And I had someone ask me one time, they say, well, he's a male dog. Why would you do that? I'm like, duh, because I don't want him running around making babies with somebody who doesn't take care of their female dog. Right. I mean, it doesn't matter what breed your dog is or your animal, whatever kind is. Be responsible.
Exactly.
And make sure that they can't be reproducing unless was intended to happen.
Right.
So nothing sadder to me than to see, little puppies or kittens or any kind of animals, abandoned by the side of the road. Or, my niece one time found her cat, and she just loved this cat. She was jogging and went by a cardboard box and heard what she thought were kittens. She stopped, and someone had put kittens in a cardboard box in the summertime and set them on a sidewalk. And so fortunately she found them. She found homes for all of them. She kept one. Don't do that. Don't set yourself up for something like that. That's just not a responsible thing to do. And these are living creatures.
Yeah.
So,
and I think a lot of times people forget that. They are not disposable. They are not, oh, well, we got this dog. It was cool at the beginning, but guess what? That Great Dane grew into those super cute floppy ears and those great big paws. Guess what? You have a 150-pound dog
you have
now
a small pony.
that you made a forever commitment to.
Yes, that's right.
That's why I encourage people to do research and to really know what they're getting into before they buy a breed that's not necessarily the best choice for their situation.
I've always told my kids, if you decide to get a pet, they are like children who never grow up and never leave home.
Exactly.
You're committed to that animal for its entire life.
Right.
And that means you got to feed it, shelter it, take it to the vet if it's sick. You've got to take care of it. If you're going to have a happy, healthy pet and have a fun relationship with this animal or whatever it is you have, it's a responsibility.
That too. And I would encourage people to call your vet and just say, hey, like my vet, I use Angel Animal Care, and they have, they offer a program where you can get your pet set up and they just take $30, $40, $50 out of your checking account every month. And then anytime that you need pet care, like your preventative and your wellness checks and toenail trims and stuff like that, it's all taken care of, and it just comes out of your checking account every month. So for people that live on a budget,
you can budget it out.
And so then it's not $200 every time you go to the vet. It's $30 or $40.
I've had
every
some of
month.
those 200 plus vet bills.
Oh, so have
but you know, if something happens to Tucker and he's sick or he needs something, I mean, I call the vet and I'm there right now and I get him taken care of, and you have to be able to afford that.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether it's you can just do it at the time or if you do a monthly plan or whatever, you know what you're getting before you go get an animal.
That being said, I do think every home needs a dog. You just need the right dog for your home.
I am a firm believer that children who grow up with pets learn so much than children who don't grow up with pets.
I think
and
they learn a lot of
They
responsibility
do.
and the importance of chores.
Kindness to an animal, all kinds of things. We always had pets growing up when our children were young. We actually ran a mini zoo. You know, we had a flop-eared rabbit, and we had dogs, and we had fish, and we had a ferret, and we had, you know, all at one time. I mean, I was like this little mini zookeeper.
That's awesome.
And all of the neighborhood kids loved to come to our house. And all of our pets were very tame. You could handle them. We had a pet skunk that was one of the coolest things we've ever had.
Fun.
I'll have to find some pictures and show you. His name was Sly. He was a great pet. So there's lots of things you can do, but it was a big responsibility. And Paul, you know, we had the proper housing for all of them,
Right.
and the proper food, and they all went to the vet, and you know, it was quite the ordeal. But I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, our kids and the neighborhood children all learned a lot, and they always wanted to help me. Can I feed this? Can I do that? And
Yeah.
I would let them, and they, you know, and they would want to pet them and hold them and all that. And so there's a lot that your child can learn. Plus, the other thing about a pet, if your child is having a bad day or they get in trouble because they did something wrong, and every kid does at some point in their life do something wrong, and mom, you know, sends them to their room or whatever, that pet is unconditional love for that child. And that's important as well.
Agreed.
Yep.
We are about to run out of
We
time
are.
already.
Give your numbers
Give your
one
number
more
again.
time.
417-827-7387. And of course, the website is just 417petsitting.com.
All right.
Thank you so
always
much for
fun
being
having
with
you
us.
on
I
here.
love
I love
having
it.
you on, and I love
Yeah.
talking about animals, and this is always a fun show
Yep.
for me, and I am always excited to know what in the world we should have a day. What is Amanda Brown doing today?
Right? No, I love it when Mary calls me, like, at random. She's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Coming to play with you. It's always a good time.
It's always a good time. Anything going on this weekend?
Oh, big weekend. Tonight down at River Bluff Fellowship out on Evans Road, we got a band, Special Consensus, coming in from Chicago.
Oh,
They're
wow.
fantastic. And then local group Fly By Night's going to play.
Starting
So,
at 7?
Starting about 7 tonight. And so we are going to have a big time tonight down there.
It's going to be raining. You might as well go listen to music, folks.
The Booster Club Rodeo is tomorrow, too.
That's
the
true.
Ozark
The
Booster Club.
Oh, yes.
Out at
So-
Finley River
It
Park.
is. We did all the tickets for them.
Yeah. So
I happen to have like 3 of them in my purse.
Very good.
There you
well,
go.
we printed those. So.
Well, what are you doing? Anything?
Well, I wanted to go on a motorcycle ride, and but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see what the
Yeah.
weather does.
Well, hopefully it's good. This is Home Repairs and Solutions, heard every Friday from 10 to 11 right here on AM 560 KWTO.